Hello everybody! It's Papa Greg back again, good guy Greg, and now I'm gonna show you how to make pizza dough. So you need a few ingredients. You need the plain flour, and you need salt, and you need bacteria or yeast, and you need extra virgin olive oil, and you need cold water. So here are the measurements. Let's rock and roll. Hi, so as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, over here I have my ingredients for my pizza dough. So what I've done is I've weighed out all the ingredients, and then you can see the flour, olive oil, salt, yeast, and water. So what you need to do now is to combine all of this together. So what do I recommend? You do all the dry ingredients first. So you put in your salt into your 4.5 cups of flour. That's 1 tablespoon of salt into 4.5 cups of flour. 1 packet of bacteria, which is your dry instant yeast, will go in as well. Okay, pour it all in. This will help the pizza dough to rise. There's enzymes inside. Now what you want to do now is actually you want to mix the salt, flour and yeast. You make sure your hands are very clean, and so you mix and make sure that the salt is evenly spread out. You don't want to have like a clump of salt in the middle of a dough somewhere and then other part is not tasty enough. So this will actually incorporate all the yeast, the flour and the salt together. Now what you want to do now is you want to form a well in the middle, because you're going to put in your wet ingredients. And for this recipe, your wet ingredients just involve your olive oil and water. So I'll put in my olive oil. I'm using 1/3 of a cup, but you can add more or less, up to you. And water, 1 3/4 cup of cold water. This recipe uses cold water. All into the well. Put it all in. Now you see what happens now is you have this combination of water, flour, olive oil, salt, and yeast. So what you need to do is using your hand, make sure your hands are very clean, or using a dough hook if you have a food processor at home. You can use a dough hook to actually twirl and make it into a dough. But I'm going to use the hand. I'm going to use the traditional way that people you do it in Italy. They use their hand to make it. You may want to get a deeper bowl. My bowl is a bit thin. I mean small. So you continue to work it gently. I'm doing it slowly so that I won't spill, and I'm slowly incorporating all the flour, yeast, salt and olive oil into my dough. You need to do this until you get something that looks like dough. And the final objective is actually a very smooth dough. Think of a baby's backside. The dough must be that smooth. You need to knead it. You need to knead it to activate the gluten. Now you see, now I'm forming something like pancake. So I continue to incorporate the flour and the water mixture, slowly pushing it down from the sides and then working it. Remember, your hand is actually like a dough hook. So your hand is actually doing the work of what a cake mixer would do, or a pizza dough machine. I like to make it by hand because it gives that sense of handmade goodness, not something that is whipped out of a machine. And for some reason, I do think that it tastes better if it's done, made by hand. So you see now, I have a dough-like structure taking shape. I continue to push from the bottom up so that all the flour, or most of the flour, is incorporated. There's a lot of water inside that's not mixed properly, so make sure you do this well. Keep turning, keep folding, keep doing it. Until very few loose flour is seen. Just keep working it. when you're confident that you won't cause a big mess, you can keep pushing like this. Now you see there's a sort of a dough forming already. Now your job is to get all the flour all incorporated into this one big dough. You see all the flour at the sides, all these things at the sides. You want to scrape it all out. You want it all to be combined. And you see this thing that I'm doing? I'm pulling it up and pushing it back down. This is part of the kneading process, and this will actually activate the gluten. And gluten is what is the thing that you form from your bread, from your dough, and all this. And gives it that spongy or rather rubbery texture that you get in your breads or pizza dough. A pizza dough is essentially bread. So you keep going at it. Now you see that the dough is getting to take shape. I still have a lot of loose bits. I'm gonna just incorporate them all in. Keep kneading it. You see how I position my hands? One hand on the bowl, one hand kneading. So your bowl will move. If you just do one hand, your bowl will keep moving. So the wet parts you can use to suck up dough. Suck up bits of flour here and there. And soon you're gonna get a dough. Okay, we already have a dough, but we just want to clean up the sides. Oh, very good. Look at that. Beautiful. Like a beautiful lady. Now you see, this is the dough. Now the problem with this dough is it's very rough, you can see. So what I need to do is, I need to knead it some more. I need to knead it. Remember, think of a baby's bottom. Once you achieve that texture of a baby's bottom, you're rocking. So if it's a bit wet, you can add in some more flour. And then what you do is you have a work surface. So now it's all the dough, all the flour in the bowl has formed a dough. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take it out of the bowl. I'm going to put it on my work surface. And on my work surface, I am going to knead it because I can knead it better on my work surface. So put some flour. Put your dough here. Whatever is left from the bowl as well. Scrape it all out. Okay, and this bowl you don't have to wash it because later on you're going to put the dough back here. So just put it aside. And now I'm going to knead my dough. Now look, this is already a bread dough, a pizza dough, but I want to make it smoother. So now you can see, I absorb all the flour that's around the workstation. So what I do, I flatten it out, put it back, then I knead again, I knead again, I knead again, I knead again, I knead again. This is a process called kneading. Every single time I knead, I push it down, then I pull it back up. I pull it down, push it down, pull it back up, pull it down, push it down, pull it back up, pull it down. And then you get this ball, dough ball. And you keep doing it like this. keep going at it. There are various techniques you can use when you're kneading pizza dough, but this works best for me. So you can develop your own kung fu methods or whatever, as long as you get your dough. Now you can start to smell the yeast. This magic is happening. Your dough is about to set and gonna rise. So it's still a bit wet. I'm gonna put a bit more flour. Just dust the surface and keep kneading. Now there's this method that Jamie Oliver does. You use your left hand and right hand at the same time. But I'm just gonna use this method. Okay, I'll show you the Jamie Oliver's method. So essentially, it's a ball. So what he does is he kneads his left hand and he kneads his right hand. Like this. You see? Can you see the kneading being done? This is a workout in itself. You have to go to the gym. Now I've been kneading it for a couple of minutes now, and I realized that the dough is very smooth. You can actually feel it, whether it's rough or smooth. Okay, enough with Jamie Oliver's method, back to mine. Okay, what do I mean by a baby's bottom? Oh, look at that beautiful dough. Oh, you see how smooth it is? Oh my gosh, look at the dough. And when you're satisfied with this, enough, don't need to knead anymore. Smooth, you find that all the flour and all the ingredients is well incorporated, you make it into a ball like this. To a ball, you flatten down. You want to punch in the middle, because when you rise, like that. And then dust your bowl. Dust your bowl with flour, and then you put your baby backside, your dough back into the bowl. And this is your pizza dough. You got to let it rise, okay? Pizza dough must rise, it's very important. Let it rise for 2-3 hours. Best let it rise overnight in the fridge. And before you want to make your pizza, bring it out, bring it to room temperature, and it will rise some more. You can shape it into mini prata balls so that you can make your individual pizzas. So shape it out into one long like a baguette, and then you slice it. The bigger the size of the dough, the bigger the dough ball, the bigger the size of your pizza. So it's up to you to decide how big you want to roll your pizza and all. But I recommend you one dough ball. You can make at least we are talking about 12 to 14 pizzas. It's possible because we are using thin crust. Remember, thin crust you use less dough. You roll out the dough very thinly. Alright, so that's the recipe for pizza dough. Ciao.